Now, moving forward, let us look at the fats.
Okay.
One of the causative agents of infertility. We are in the world of too much flying. Everywhere you go, we have the fries. You go to CJ, everything is oil here, oil there.
We are here thinking about the fries.
And it is classy, So like, oh God, I feel like having this. And what is worsening it is the way we manage stress. With too much of the changes in our lifestyle, people are getting stressed. Life demands are getting, to the brim. And if people are not managing the stress, for some, you either have to eat too much or others don't eat at all.
Yeah.
So when we are stressed, there's that hormone that is produced in us the cortisol, that will force you to love only sweet things. We can all bear witness that on that day you're so tired, like, oh my God, I feel like a sweet cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Somebody can be like, oh God, I just feel like a Coke.
Like when I'm stressed, at midnight I can call CJ, bring me food.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And basically, I think, you see, we are here.
Sure.
All of us may be stressed. Something is stressing us somewhere. You get it? Something different. So.
But sometimes I think even not only stress, even when you're happy, you're from work, you feel like I should gift myself. Another thing you think about
the other hormone of happiness is being released.
Yeah.
So now it is two-way. So what does it imply? We are taking in too much than what is required. For example, you call CJ at midnight and you're going to sleep. Your body is going to know.
Does even CJ work at midnight?
No, they're not supposed to work 24/7. Sure.
They do? Okay. Point noted.
Food on the wheel. Customer care, and at the end of the day, we are getting the money.
I'm also wondering, don't you have some people who come and are like, they want specifically, give me, if it's beans, if I'm to eat beans, okay, like show me what I'm supposed to eat. Not at go to vitamin C, protein C. They want.
Okay, they want the food, but I have to tell you what is in that food. Because there are even those I'm going to tell you, we are banking that. Okay?
Okay.
Take an example. Yes, on the fats section, we have what we call the saturated fats and unsaturated fats.
So we have the good fats and the bad
fats.
So saturated are bad, unsaturated are good fats. Okay.
And
so which are the saturated fats?
Okay,
the good fats.
The saturated
Let us take note. These are good fats.
You're free to eat.
Okay, let me get this back, a disclaimer. All food is good and all food is bad, depending on the quantity and the quality you've taken, vis-a-vis your condition. So that is individualized. That's why you find somebody taking something and then you're not taking it, but like, no, how come? Because there's some underlying condition.
Yeah. And also our bodies are different.
And our bodies are different, very true. So dietary therapy is individualized. You can never copy your friend's diet.
What we always do, you copy someone. What are you doing?
You ought to see a dietitian or a nutritionist to really help you do the right prescription.
Okay.
Because we shall have a one-on-one and I understand you and we discuss how the body is functioning and therefore set what you ought to have and for how
You
long.
leave me with my diet plan here.
I also had, there is someone who asked another person what they did. So in the list there was Kalo. So now this person went on Kalo, ate Kalo, and until she felt like
and nothing was changing.
And nothing was changing.
And it was working for the other one.
Yeah, it worked for the other one.
Because it is individualized.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So now with the fats. The saturated fats often at times have hydrogen added. So we've seen the margarines, especially animal animal fats.
Okay.
Yes.
Margarine is animal fat.
I'm saying some of them are processed.
We
So
have
now-
good processed fats.
Let's get to this. We are talking of like Kimbo.
Okay.
Is it vegetable or animal?
It's animal fat.
And some is
Vegetable
you're
fat.
guessing. Is it animal
No.
fat?
cowboy and Kimbo.
Cowboy and cowboy.
Kimbo.
I think cowboy is animal.
Because it Jordan has cow.
Okay, and Kimbo's, some of them are vegetable.
Vegetable, yes. Because I see
So-
on Kimbo it's written vegetable oil. Yes.
Yeah.
So for it to remain solid, you add hydrogen in the processing, during the processing. So if it is added, it will get circulated. So it's not free. The molecules are not free. And then we are having it for home use. Cooking fat now.
So you can replace cooking oil with Kimbo.
Let's get there. Okay, because I have to throw back. Every food is good and every food is bad.
But yeah.
Depending. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now here we are. The too much consumption of them is what we say is not appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, some of them have this cholesterol. Cholesterol is not bad. We have bad and good cholesterol. So the amount you take and how you're utilizing it in the body is what presents as a challenge here. Okay, and then we have the polyunsaturated fatty acids or monounsaturated, which have been seen to be having the best health benefit. And the challenge is most of them are expensive, and at times the community, sometimes people cannot afford to access them. For example, the olive oil, pure virgin.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's good.
But expensive.
Yeah, it is.
If you look at the price of sunseed, I'm not against the company's praise, because we basically get what we can afford. Okay, so you look at the price of a liter of sunseed and then a liter of probably, is it called bidico?
And you choose bidico.
You see, it will work. The bidico will work, but how much of it are you using? Okay, that's where.
So you're
biggest
saying everything we
query
use, we have to use in moderation.
Moderation.
Okay.
Because when you put it in, if it's not utilized, it's going to become a problem.
Okay.
Even the polyunsaturated fats or the unsaturated fatty acids, we also want to have them in moderation, not in excessive quantity. It's only that for them they contain other acids like the linoleic acids that are essential probably for the functioning of the heart, and then the growth of the brain, the omega-3 fatty acids. And some of them also have been seen to increase insulin sensitivity, so that at the end of the day we don't have hormonal imbalance that has been brought in because of the insulin resistance in the body. True. We've seen that the omega-3 fatty acids are essential for sperm morphology.
That is omega-3
from fish.
Okay.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
And then which omega is good for the insulin?
We've seen still those. Those are what you call the polyunsaturated fatty acids. There are different examples. We have the omega-3, 6, the linoleic acids, and so many others. So they are essential for the morphology of the sperm. At the end of the day.
I think men are hearing this.
I'm going to ask this question. I hope I'm not skipping.
It's where
some people, while cooking, let me say meat, they ask for fats. So while cooking the fats, the oil comes out. Then they remove that oil and put it separate. then when they are cooking this other food, beans, what, they use that same oil. How healthy is that?
I get back to it. That if you are a normal individual, you don't have, you're physically fit, you're active, we can have a bit of it. Yes. But the other fats, we said they are solid at room temperature, but then liquid if you melted them.
Yeah,
sure. So it is modulation.
Okay.
The excessive consumptions where we are going to get issues.
Okay.
Sure.
You know, they feel like they are safe using that oil than this other oil, the vegetable oil.
Okay. Here is what we have, that during manufacturing, some hydrogen is added. If you look at our oil, when you heat it, it will become too light. And sometimes even when you store it, some of it kind of gets some solid particles.
Yeah.
So it's not pure oil. If I got olive oil and kept it in the drawer, it will not solidify.
Okay.
And so is sunseed. I've not seen any colloids.
Sunseed, olive oil are better option.
They are better options.
If taken in modulation. I hope our viewers have noted that. So we got proteins, or you're still telling us about fats?
Okay, the fats we are there because they are also essential in ensuring that, for example, the production of hormones, the way they have to function is appropriate. Modulation.
So I'm taking us back. Are you saying you need fats? You need fats.
Definitely, we need them. We need the oils because they cushion the organs.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. We need them for thermal effects. Like you don't feel cold because you have fat under your skin. Sure.
Yeah. So
that's why they always say that fat people don't feel cold. And the small ones feel cold.
So which fats should someone avoid? Because I am thinking there are some fats that if a woman is trying to conceive, which are some of the fats that they should avoid?
Yeah, when you're trying to conceive, we would advise one to refrain from animal fat.
Animal fat, okay.
Sure. And then we go basically with the plant sources of oils. Especially for those people who have difficulties in conceiving. Remember I said diet therapy is individualized. Because now I'll say we are reducing fats completely. You come with a BMI of 17. No way, I have to push you up. We have to get some more nutrient-dense foods to give you energy, because you're conceiving, energy requirements are becoming high, and we have to also get a store reserved for breastfeeding. So that means that mother's diet will now be high in nutrients or calories. But one who comes when she's obese, we shall go now at a lower than the one who came when she was malnourished. Definitely. That's why I'm saying it is individualized depending on how one presents. Or this also goes to the males. A malnourished male will have poor sperm count. We've seen the motility, ability to swim.
Yeah.
Then if he's obese, sometimes they even fail to make it.
Okay.
Yes.
They move in circles.
Yeah, reason we are having an imbalance of the hormones that are responsible for reproduction. Yes, so now I come to the mighty carbs and proteins. The proteins are essential. We've seen the foodstuffs that are rich in proteins, but would say they are essential for growth. The organs have to grow. The uterus has to develop the male reproductive organs have to grow. The hormones also have a protein bit on them. For them to function, we need the proteins.
Okay.
You know, at the end of it all, the cell requires protein to survive because it is the building nutrient.
Okay.
However, these protein foods we are consuming contain other other nutrients. For example, the plant-based proteins, the animal-based proteins, the meats we are eating, red meat, the overconsumption of it will avail the body with the bad cholesterol.
Okay.
Yes, which will interfere in hormonal functioning.
Okay.
We are saying overconsumption. Either somebody has too much of the estrogen or less of it because the cholesterol has affected what we call insulin functioning in the body. Then the plant-based are good, but they also lack some other proteins, which we call essential, some of them. So at the end of the day, we have to strike a balance. You're taking an animal source of protein, and then you're also taking the plant.
The plant.
So that you don't have a monotonous meal that this is only, you know, for example, I'm only going to take beans and peas. We shall also need some meat, but how are we going to modify it? To reduce the fat content. Yes, we can have it roasted to drain off the excess fat. We can go for lean cuts.
Okay.
We can also ensure that we trim off the excess fat.
The excess fat, yeah.
Definitely. Then if it is chicken or poultry, we are undoing the skin. And also the method of cooking.
And you know how the skin is sweet for the chicken.
That one contains the highest amount of energy.
So let's avoid the chicken skin. Chicken skin. Yeah.
Slip of the tongue. Yeah, chicken or poultry skin has a lot of fat in it. And to make it worse, the current way of keeping poultry, the exotic birds.
Yeah.
If you look at the fat under the skin,
it's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
So we can remove those ones.
Definitely. And the cooking methods here we want to maybe roast our kitchen. We are having a barbecue and you're basting it. Extra oil on the oil. And the portion you're eating, some people want to take like 2 drumsticks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
3.
3. Yeah, it is said. Yet 1 is just enough for an adult.
1.
Standard 1 is enough.
So why
but what about when you eat your 3? Then you spend your whole week without eating.
You've already deposited.
Oh,
it
doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any difference.
And the human mind cannot be lied to.
My friends, I have friends. Well, we always you eat a lot for like a whole weekend. You're like, the whole week I'm going to do the fasting. So it's a mistake that
it's a mistake.
Do.
Okay.
It's lunch.
To give a deep dive into this, if you have a very large meal at once, you're over-restraining your pancreas.
Okay.
Because the glucose that is going to be generated from that food has to be worked on by the pancreas. The insulin that is produced by the pancreas. So now it's like you're saying it has rained and I have to keep water. Okay, I have to correct this water. That means you need a lot of jerry cans, the tanks to correct this water. And you're creating more labor around in this case.
But
So
I can use that
overworking.
water. I can use that water throughout the week.
You would use that water throughout the week. However, we don't know how much it's going to rain. The rain is your eating. You're not going to cease to eat. You check.
Okay.
Because the brain keeps telling you the time is empty, but it will not tell that the stores are there. Or else people who are really obese will not be eating. But instead, they even eat the more.
There are also some people who eat like in the morning, they eat heavily when they know like throughout the day they are not going to eat, but in the morning they really feed well.
Have you heard of people who are having ulcers?
Yeah.
The gastric ulcers. Yes, that is the effect.
Oh.
Okay, now you're saying you're going to eat a lot in the morning. Okay, we love breakfast because you're breaking the fast from the time you went to bed. We love it. It's very healthy to have a healthy breakfast, even in managing weight. But where the challenge comes in is you're having prolonged hours, empty stomach. The body is producing these acids. As we move around, we are smelling food, and then the body is secreting the acids in preparation of receiving the meal, and there is nothing. So when those acids come, they may cause inflammation of the lining of the stomach, and then we are getting the ulcers.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is good to have small portions of food at a given frequency.
So do we have bad protein and good protein for fertility?
Yes, especially for instances where we've seen that somebody has failed to conceive. We shall lean more on the lean protein, which is poultry and fish.
Poultry and fish.
And fish from the animal section, and then do away with all these fatty red meats.
Yeah.
Yes, and also go ahead to look at the plant proteins, especially for the beans, the soy, nuts.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Then the mighty carbohydrates.
Yes, those ones.
They call them mighty.
Carbohydrates.
Yes, the carbohydrates. Now, too much consumption, or I should say a good bit of it, we need them. We need that energy.
Yes,
so the primary source of energy for the body to function, the glucose moving into the brain, everywhere is energy. Sure. So the challenge comes in with the quality and the quantity. Quality is in the refined sugars. With the refined sugars, they are easily absorbed by the body. So that means they are over-teasing the insulin. And the fact that the body has to produce a lot of it and then digest them. Here we are with our sodas, with our Minute Maid, the energy drinks, the Rock Booms, the Sting, and all these other energy drinks on the market. Okay, so the concentration of glucose accumulates very fast in the blood, and then that means the pancreas has to very fast produce enough insulin to convert that glucose to what we call glycogen, or to be stored in the body, and then you're overworking your pancreas. What will happen at times is we get insulin, it is called intolerance. So the regulation is now poor. If it is poor, that glucose moves to the different blood vessels or even the capillaries. And if it is there, it disorganizes the functioning of the cell. So the person starts complaining, the pinpricks in the feet, the burning sensations, or what we call the neuropathies. And if that comes in, it's also going to affect the way your organs function.
Okay.
If it is secreted in blood, like we have a lot of glucose, you are exposed to UTIs. So if UTIs are there, now still the reproductive system is affected. For men, it also reduces libido. It also affects fecundity. Then you also find that even it may affect, we call it erectile dysfunction. Somebody cannot function properly that side because of the imbalance of the sugar. Besides that, you find that the excess of it can be converted to fat. Now fat are blocking insulin functioning again. From that, we get the obesity coming in, increasing also fat deposits around our organs. So we are seeing the sugars. So the excess of them are now leading us to obesity. So now with obesity, we are having too much of the fat accumulating around our organs, other parts of the body, even in tissue, and that one also affects sensitivity of insulin. So if it is affected, we get back the cycle. Diabetes is coming in, poor functioning of organs, and then the growth and sexual or hormones are also affected. So that implies we are failing to conceive. And it is advisable that one really goes for nutrition education, pre-conception. When we look at, trying to conclude anyway, we look at fertility right from childhood. How you're feeding your child will determine whether our child grows up in a normal nutrition status or not. Either the child becomes undernourished, delayed menarche, overly nourished too early, overly nourished, diabetes is setting in. And then as the child grows still, what is our weight? We are very much interested in the BMI. So from the age of 5 years until 17 years and 11 months, we say BMI for age. And 18 and above is BMI. And the one for age, we have categories, we have the charts, we relate. However, that one of adults is standard. 18, below 18, there are kilograms per meter squared, you're underweight. 18 to 24.5, you're normal.
You're
okay, 25 there. So 25, 29.9, you're overweight.
You're overweight,
Yes.
Overweight, not obese. Okay.
Can someone know their
BMI?
Can they?
Yes. Get your weight. Get your height.
Your height.
Okay, now change your height, because for us here in Uganda we are using centimeters. Get your weight, your weight in kilograms, your height in centimeters. Now the centimeters will be converted to meters. For example, I am 100, I think I'm 156
height
centimeters. Yeah. So when I convert it to meters, I'll be 1.56 meters.
Okay.
So now I have to square those meters, like 1.56 times 1.56. I have squared. Then number I get is what I use to divide with my weight.
With your weight.
I'll not give you my weight. Classify me.
Women don't talk about their weight, their height, their age.
And then we have like an assumed calculation that 100 as an adult from 18 and above, as an adult, 100 minus. Your height minus 100 is your actual weight.
Minus 100.
Pardon.
If I am 156 centimeters, so minus 100, I will be 56 kgs. If you went to the BMI scale and looked at my BMI, what will my height be? My BMI be at 56 kgs. I'll exactly be between 18 and 25.
Okay.
Sure.
That's simple math.
Yeah, simple math.
Yeah.
But in African standard, people will be saying, oh my, you've lost too much weight.
No, I know.
What is happening? But scientifically...
So we have to have somebody in Africa too.
That's the culture.
Yeah.
But scientifically, you're healthy. Yeah, but yeah, overweight is normal somewhat, especially if there's no underlying.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not
Condition.
hypertensive, you're not diabetic, you know.
Yeah, okay.
It is assumed.
Okay.
But medically, we have a question because you're predisposing yourself to a risk.
I see.
So if you don't mind, anytime you're dropping there. So,
Okay.
yeah. Conclusively,
There are some carbohydrates that a person who is trying to conceive should avoid. So, can you mention them to us briefly, and then we conclude?
these are highly refined carbs. The tendency of doing your ice creams, the carbonated beverages, the sodas, the energy drinks, alcohol. Okay.
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay.
The jam, the zesters, we put it aside.
It's also.
Are we also talking about Nutella, all those things?
Seriously.
Okay.
As long as we have added refined sugars, the icing sugars on our cakes.
Oh.
Yeah. So we should do away with that.
The white breads, you know, too much consumption of all this is going to affect you.
Okay. Thank you so much. As you conclude, what can you tell us? What can you tell the women out there who are trying to conceive, who they found it so hard to conceive, either because of the hormones or because of very many underlying causes? Yes. How can nutrition help them conceive?
Thank you so much. Conclusively, to our dear mothers there who are struggling with conception, we are with you. And under nutrition, as we've seen it as being a key prayer in conception, even fathers.
Yeah.
Yes. One is know your BMI. It is the starting point. Know your body composition.
Yeah.
It will guide either to increase what you're eating, increase on the nutrient density of your food, or to decrease from the ranges I've given. To mind what you eat. Mind what you eat. Have some folic acid rich foods. Take the veggies and fruits in your diet. Have them, enough of them. Control as much as you can the consumption of refined foods, because they have a lot of calories, and some of them, others are empty calories, like you only have a sugar and nothing else, and they have residual effects that affect your insulin function, which will again affect the sexual hormones. And then let them always visit healthy facilities for advice.
Okay.
And lastly is level of activity. Please be active. Lifestyle is key. Smoking, abuse of drugs, inactivity, they'll also lead you down, even when you're dieting well. Definitely. And when it comes to exercise, please hitting the gym once a week.
It's not bad.
No, it's not appropriate.
Oh.
Because when you over-exercise, you again affect the pituitary gland.
If you over-exercise.
Overdo it, and you'll not conceive. Yes, especially for ladies. So the standard is 15 minutes in the morning and maybe 15 in the evening. Regular exercise. Though the 30 minutes, yes. We say 30 minutes per day or 150 minutes a week.
Okay.
Yeah. You time yourself. It is continuous. Not like I visit the gym maybe over the weekend, Saturdays I'm there from maybe midday up to evening. You're going to wear your body out and again cause more issues.
Does that affect also the men?
Definitely. So it is modulation.
Okay.
And sure, going to the sauna. The sauna doesn't make you lose weight.
Banyankore men. Banyankore men. Tugende tuze kotomor. It doesn't work.
Because you're seated there. Yes, you're having the sweating. Basically working on your pores. And many of them, after the gym, after the sauna, somebody comes out and takes 4 bottles of beer and a full platter of pork or 4 wings of chicken and what. It's like you've washed.
And then dartened yourself.
And then dartened, yeah. So you removed like 20 kilograms and then you're dumping 60 back. At the end of the day, no work done. Sure.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much, Mary, for this insightful discussion. We have learned a lot. First of all, we are what we eat. Eat an apple, eat carrots, your eyes are going to be perfect. Eat good and healthy, your fertility is going to be improved.
A healthy plate.
Yes. Let's always have, said a green plate.
It's called a healthy plate. Yeah, for an adult. Keeping other factors constant. I always say that is personalized, it's individualized.
Yes.
But the standard guideline, like you have a quarter of your plate with the carbs, a quarter with the protein, then the half is the veg and fruit. Carry the biggest portion of your plate.
Okay.
This is a normal a woman or man in a normal physiological state. Yes, we are not sports. Yeah, just normal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our viewers. Any conclusion? Any other word, my co-host Prudence?
Thank you, Pressy. Thank you, our guest. We've learned a lot. At least I've learned not overeating at once, having one meal, then you overeat, thinking that you cover up for the other days. I've learned that.
Yeah.
It has been so helpful. Thank you so much. I think we have also learned the viewers. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Keep on subscribing and liking. Give us those comments.
Yeah.
So that we know what you also think.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.